Investors, hello. This is Stock AI Insights Earnings Analysis, and I'm your Chief AI Analyst. Today, we are diving deep into Zoom's third quarter results for fiscal year 2026, which they just dropped on November 24th, 2025. And let me tell you, the story this quarter is all about one thing: AI. All right, before we jump in, the usual quick reminder. This is all for educational reference. It's not investment advice. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get right to the heart of it. Because the big story for Zoom this quarter, well, it's not just about the numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about a massive strategic shift, and it comes straight from the top. Here it is, right from the founder and CEO, Eric Yuan. He says, the vision is now an AI-first platform. You know, that one phrase? It pretty much sets the stage for everything we're about to talk about. This isn't just about a good quarter anymore. We're witnessing a company completely reframing its identity. So, the big question is this new AI vision actually showing up in the results? Let's find out. Okay, so before we can really talk about where Zoom is headed, we have to look at where it's standing right now. Think of it this way. Before you can light that big AI rocket booster, you need a really stable launchpad. And for any company, that launchpad starts with one thing: revenue. And here's the top-line number for Q3, $1.23 billion. Now, that's not just a good number, it's a beat. What does that mean? It means they outperformed their own expectations, coming in a full $15 million higher than the top end of what they told Wall Street to expect. That's a strong signal.
Now, take a look at this chart. You can see the growth pretty clearly. That $1.23 billion translates to a 4.4% increase compared to this same time last year. Now, is it explosive, off-the-charts growth? No. But what it is consistent. It's reliable. And that's exactly the kind of solid base you need before you start making big moves. So let's break down where this growth is actually coming from.
And this is where it gets really interesting. The revenue mix, their enterprise business, the big corporate clients, that's their real growth engine. It grew over 6% and now accounts for a whopping 60% of all their revenue. But here's the other piece of the puzzle, and it's super important. The online business, the individual users, has stabilized. Their customer churn is at a record low. And why does that matter? Well, it gives them this huge, stable sandbox to roll out and perfect new AI features before they sell them to those high-paying enterprise customers. It's a really smart strategy.
But hey, a solid foundation isn't just about how much money you bring in, right? It's also about how much you keep. And this is where the Zoom story gets, well, incredibly efficient. They're not just growing the top line, they're absolutely crushing it when it comes to profitability and generating cash. Check this out. Non-GAAP earnings per share hit $1.52. That is another solid beat for them, 8 cents higher than their own top-end prediction. And even better, that's more than a 10% jump from where they were last year. The bottom line is looking very healthy. And then we get to the cash. In just one quarter, Zoom generated $614 million in free cash flow. I mean, just let that sink in. That's a huge 34% jump year over year. To put it in perspective, that's a 50% margin. The company is, quite frankly, a cash-generating machine.
And this chart, it really drives the point home. Look at that non-GAAP operating margin, over 41%. All that means is when you look at their core day-to-day business operations, they are incredibly profitable. For a company this size, that level of discipline is just best in class. And all that efficiency, that's what gives them the financial firepower to go all in on their big AI pivot. Okay, which brings us to the really exciting part. The solid financial launchpad, it's built, it's stable, and now Zoom is strapping on that AI rocket booster we talked about. This is where the story pivots from steady and stable to get ready for takeoff. And is it firing up? Oh yeah. The CEO says adoption of their main AI tool, the AI Companion, has grown meaningfully. How meaningful? We're talking more than 4 times what it was a year ago. That's not just some feature people are trying out. It's rapidly becoming a fundamental part of how people use Zoom.
You can really see how this AI-first idea is spreading across their entire platform. They're not just talking the talk. They just unveiled a new, more proactive AI companion. They're landing custom AI deals with huge names like Oracle and Salesforce. They're even acquiring companies like BrightHire to push AI into totally new areas like hiring. And look, this focus is clearly lifting the whole ship. Zoom Phone just blew past 10 million paid seats. It's all connected.
So all this AI stuff sounds great, but here's the billion-dollar question. Is it actually making them money? Well, here's your answer.
9 out of their top 10 biggest customer experience deals this quarter had paid AI features included. Let me say that again. 9 out of 10. This is the proof in the pudding right here. Customers aren't just using the AI, they are actively paying for it. The monetization is real and it is working.
So let's put it all together. You've got that super solid financial foundation we talked about, right? And now you have this powerful new AI growth engine starting to fire on all cylinders. So what happens when you combine those two things? Well, you get a management team that's confident enough to raise their forecast for the entire year. This is where the rubber meets the road.
And when you look at this guidance, what's so telling is that they didn't just bump up one little number. They raised their outlook across the board. Take a look. Revenue up, operating income up, earnings per share up, and free cash flow up. When a company does that, it's sending a really powerful signal. It's a vote of confidence from the inside, showing they have real conviction that this AI strategy is going to pay off.
So, what's the verdict from our analysis? It's pretty clear. Zoom just delivered a textbook quarter of steady growth and fantastic profitability. But more importantly, they have successfully changed the story. They've pivoted to an AI-first strategy that isn't just talk. It's already getting customers to sign on the dotted line and building a ton of optimism for what's next.
And that really leaves us with a big forward-looking question, doesn't it? Is this AI-first strategy the key that's finally going to unlock long-term double-digit growth for Zoom? I'd love to hear your take. Share your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you next episode.